Welcome back to India Tonight. The key question we're asking today is, now after A. Raja's resignation, what next? Mr. Jayaprakash Narayan, I want to take up the issue you touched on in part one. Why do you believe that the 2G spectrum licenses should be cancelled and fresh bidding held from scratch?
The evidence is compelling, though it is circumstantial. You do not have a videograph of Mr. Raja taking a bribe or somebody else giving a bribe. The evidence is compelling. The fact that A, it's decided on first come first served basis. B, the dates have been arbitrarily advanced. C, that fly-by-night operators who have nothing to do with telecom sector have suddenly come into the play. D, that you have taken the price or the potential value based on a hopelessly small number earlier rather than the current number at the time of awarding of these licenses. E, the fact that these people actually sold off many of these licenses within a few weeks at an abnormal profit, for a windfall profit, without adding any value. And finally, the fact that many of these people have absolutely nothing to do with telecom sector even today.
Okay,
What more do you want to prove?
That's a compelling case you make. Let me bring in the first of our politicians and ask, the BJP has taken a strong stand in terms of a JPC. Would you also go this far and demand that the licenses awarded be scrapped, that fresh bidding be held from scratch?
You see, it is important. One, there has been violations after violations in allotment of the spectrum. Secondly, there is the amount of loss that the exchequer has made, how do you recover it back? There has to be a TRI. TRI has to, they have already suggested some form, I had read somewhere, and they had suggested of cancellation of licenses.
But are you endorsing,
yes, I think there is no other way to go about it except
so the BJP position is there is no other way but to scrap the licenses.
Again, I mentioned, Karan, I am not the, I cannot say the BJP has not taken a firm position on it, but yes, that is the way to go about it.
All right, that is the way to go about it. That's the way the BJP's thinking is leading it, but it may not be the party's firm position as of now. Mr. Chandrasekhar, how would Business India respond to contracts that were allegedly legally awarded at the time being scrapped and rebid for 2.5 to 3 years later?
Karan, I want to make an attempt in answering your earlier question. I think the real objective for all of us should be to recover the money. And if cancelling licenses, getting the spectrum back and auctioning the spectrum again is a way to get the money back, the focus on the government of India must be to restore and retrieve the money that has been lost from the people of India. So point number one. Point number two, if you ask a blank question in terms of will corporate India like their licenses taken back, the obvious answer is no. Nobody likes a free lunch being taken away from them.
Okay.
But as Mr. Narayan has laid down, since the compelling evidence is that there was a bribe giver and a bribe taker and a beneficiary of this crime, there is a sound argument for these licenses to be revoked, re-auctioned, and the revenues realized from that going to the exchequer.
We've had 3 people, Vinod Sharma, in their own ways indicating that revoking the licenses and re-auctioning them is the right thing to do. Let me put to you a very different question. Is it practical and feasible, given the nature of Indian politics and given the fact that we don't live in an ideal world and we have to live in the world we live in? So is it practical and feasible?
No, first of all, I think a precedent has been set by Mr. Jayapal Reddy, who took away about 150 crores from the contractors of the Asian Games village. Their security was confiscated by the government. But I think that if you have to do this, it can lead to a plethora of litigation by these business people. So you must first come to a firm determination as to what was the crime, who committed this crime, and who are the people who are culpable. Once you have come to that determination, you can set about the process of recovering the money, the public money, which has been looted. Now, the question is, can we wait that long? And secondly, would the BJP also come on board when the attack, when the people who are on the receiving end is the business class?
Hang on a second. The government can't tell the opposition, help us when we're in trouble, because the opposition has no prerogative to do so. That's not a condition.
I wonder whether the opposition will also support this.
That's for the opposition to decide. Let's not get sidetracked with that. That is their prerogative. Let me come back to you. I deliberately left you last on this round because, in a sense, the real problem, beyond the corruption, beyond the businessmen who have their hands in the till, is that there is the image problem of India at a time when you need perhaps 500 billion, maybe $1 trillion of investment just for infrastructure alone. If people feel that money that comes in for infrastructure purposes disappears down side channels into people's pockets, you're going to find that the Western world will get very worried. Security and integrity of contract is essential to our image. With that in mind, how do you respond to this concern that we need to scrap the contracts?
Well, no denying the fact that we need to look up and ensure that our image looks up in the international arena. No denying that fact. But what do you have today? You have accusations on table, you have allegations on table, and there is a lot of politics mixed with it. But do you have concrete evidence to pin down anybody as far as this moment is concerned? So what we need is, let the entire thing be investigated properly. Let there be an objective inquiry into the entire episode.
And then?
Let's identify the black sheeps. And once you have been able to do that, then you will be able to take a right decision whether to go for revocation of all these licenses or not. That would be the objective way a government should.
You say it's absurd. How
There is
can
already a CBI preliminary report which talks about 22,000 crore. There is a CAG report which talks about it. It's not just allegations which are coming or surfacing. There are former ex-secretaries and TRI members who are commenting about it. There have been enough proof which is going on. There are enough correspondence between the Prime Minister and A. Raja which points towards
I'm going
that.
to stop you there because I think there's a very neat, interesting division of opinion that we'll end on. I'm going to pose it for the audience so they understand. There are those who believe that there are enough report-based evidence to act on. You don't need further clenching proof or proof of guilt in a court. And then there are people like Vinod Sharma and Mr. Chaturvedi who think that let's wait for clinching evidence and then let's act. Now, what will the government do? That's the key question. Because unfortunately, the integrity of our country's image abroad depends critically on what the government chooses. My thanks to all my guests for joining us for what is definitely a difficult, tricky and awkward conversation and for making it so cogent for all of us. To have been, thanks for watching. Goodbye. Good night.